Why NBA Youngboy is crashing out, might be going back to prison soon. The internet didn't just flinch last night, it froze. Phones stopped scrolling. Group chats went silent. And one name started trending for all the wrong reasons: NBA Youngboy. Just weeks after the world thought he'd finally escaped the cycle, whispers started spreading like wildfire that something was very wrong behind the scenes. Deleted posts. Cryptic messages. Late-night lives that vanished within minutes. And now insiders are saying the unthinkable out loud: Youngboy might be crashing out again, and this time the consequences could be catastrophic. Sources close to his circle claim the pressure is boiling over. Friends are allegedly panicking. Industry execs are suddenly unavailable. And fans are asking the same terrifying question: how does someone who just got a second chance end up back on the edge this fast? One leaked message making rounds online reads, "He's spiraling and nobody can reach him." Another claims, if he doesn't slow down right now, the system is watching. Screenshots are flying. Twitter is in chaos. TikTok breakdowns are hitting millions of views in hours. And then there's the clip everyone's afraid to talk about. The one fan swears shows behavior that could violate everything he fought to get back. Real or not, the damage is already done. The narrative is shifting, fast. From comeback story to cautionary tale. From freedom to fear. Because if even half of what's being whispered is true, this isn't just about music, or image, or trolls online. This is about whether NBA Youngboy is standing on the edge of losing it all again, and whether anyone can pull him back before it's too late. Nobody expected the tension to snap this fast. 1 minute, NBA Youngboy was being celebrated as the ultimate comeback story, the artist who survived the system, beat the odds, and walked back into freedom with the entire industry watching. The next minute, insiders started whispering that something behind the scenes had gone terribly wrong. Not slowly. Not quietly. All at once. People close to him say the shift was sudden, almost violent in how fast the energy changed. One night he was calm, focused, locked in. The next, his inner circle allegedly noticed the signs they'd prayed would never come back: sleepless nights, erratic calls, sudden isolation, and a familiar edge in his voice that made everyone uneasy. It started with the posts. Fans noticed it before the blogs did. Instagram stories that went up and vanished within minutes. Cryptic captions that felt less like lyrics and more like warnings. One now deleted message allegedly read, "They want me calm. I ain't calm." Screenshots spread faster than they could be erased. Twitter timelines ignited with panic. TikTok creators slowed clips down frame by frame, analyzing his eyes, his tone, his posture, swearing something was off. The word crashing out wasn't coming from haters, it was coming from supporters who recognized the pattern. Then came the alleged leaks. A supposed voice memo, circulating quietly in group chats before exploding onto social media, claimed to be from someone inside Youngboy's camp. The voice sounded shaken, almost scared. He's under pressure from every direction, the person said. Legal, industry, street, all of it at once. He don't feel free, he feels watched. Whether real or not, the impact was immediate. Fans started connecting dots. The sudden silence from collaborators. The postponed appearances that were never explained. The way industry figures who had just praised him suddenly stopped mentioning his name. Behind the scenes, rumors painted a chaotic picture. Sources claim Youngboy has been struggling with the weight of expectation, not just from fans, but from an entire culture demanding he be two things at once. Be healed, but still hard. Be responsible, but still dangerous. Be reformed, but never forget where you came from. According to people allegedly close to him, that contradiction is tearing him apart. One insider put it bluntly, they freed him physically, but mentally he's still fighting. And then there's the legal fear hanging in the air like smoke. No official charges. No confirmed violations. But insiders say that's exactly what makes it worse. When you've already been through the system, paranoia doesn't feel like paranoia, it feels like instinct. Every move feels like a test. Every camera feels like surveillance. One wrong association, one misunderstood clip, one heated moment caught on someone else's phone, and everything could collapse. People around him are allegedly begging him to slow down, to stay low, to disappear for a while. The problem? Youngboy has never survived by disappearing. The pressure intensified when a supposed confrontation leaked. According to multiple accounts, a heated argument broke out between Youngboy and someone from his own team, someone tasked with keeping him safe and compliant. The argument allegedly centered around control. Who's really in charge of his life now? Who gets to tell him what he can and can't do? One person claimed he shouted, "I did my time. I ain't living in a cage again." That line alone sent chills through fans who know exactly how this story usually ends. Social media only made it worse. Every rumor turned into a verdict. Every pause turned into proof. One viral thread claimed federal eyes were back on him, citing anonymous law enforcement sources with no verification. Another insisted state authorities were waiting for a single misstep. None of it confirmed. All of it damaging. The blogs fed off the uncertainty, posting speculative headlines that blurred the line between concern and accusation. And through it all, Youngboy stayed mostly silent, the kind of silence that doesn't calm storms, but fuels them. Other celebrities began reacting in coded ways. One rapper tweeted, "Freedom messes with your head more than prison ever did," then deleted it. Another posted praying hands with no caption. Fans swore these weren't coincidences, they were warnings disguised as support. Even longtime rivals avoided his name, as if saying it might summon something bad. The energy around him shifted from celebration to dread, and everyone could feel it. The most unsettling rumor, though, was the one about isolation. Allegedly, Youngboy has been cutting people off, not enemies, but protectors. Friends who've been with him through the darkest chapters claim they can't reach him the same way anymore. Calls go unanswered. Messages left to read. One person allegedly told a blogger, when he gets like this, he thinks everybody's trying to control him. That's when mistakes happen. Fans recognized that line instantly. They've heard it before, right before everything explodes. And just when it seemed like the situation couldn't get heavier, a new clip surfaced late one night. Grainy. Short. No context. Just enough to spark panic. Some say it shows behavior that could be misinterpreted in the worst possible way. Others say it's nothing, blown out of proportion by trolls. But once it was out, it didn't matter. The narrative shifted instantly. Comment sections filled with fear, not hate. "Please don't let this be real." "Not again." "He just got out." The heartbreak was palpable. Because the scariest part isn't whether NBA Youngboy has actually done something wrong. It's the sense that he's standing on a fault line, one emotional slip away from everything collapsing. Insiders say the next few moves will decide everything, whether this is a temporary spiral or the beginning of another devastating chapter. And according to one final leaked message that surfaced just hours ago, if he doesn't step back now, there won't be time to fix it later. And that's where the story takes its darkest turn, because the next revelation doesn't involve fans, or blogs, or rumors at all. It involves someone from Youngboy's past resurfacing with information that could change everything, and a confrontation that insiders say is already in motion. What fans didn't know when the tension started boiling is that the pressure wasn't just coming from the internet. According to multiple alleged insiders, the real storm was forming quietly, far away from Instagram stories and viral clips. Someone from Youngboy's past, not a rival rapper, not a blogger, not a random troll, but a figure tied directly to his earlier cases had resurfaced. And when that name started circulating in private conversations, People close to him say the mood shifted from stress to outright volatile. The whispers started in encrypted group chats first. Messages claiming that this person had been talking, not to the blogs, but to people with real power. Lawyers. Industry executives. Even individuals rumored to have ties to law enforcement. No official paperwork. No charges. Just the kind of movement that makes someone who's already been through the system feel like the walls are closing in again. One alleged text that leaked read, "He thinks it's old history." They don't. That single line sent fans spiraling when it hit Twitter. Sources claim Youngboy found out about this potential betrayal late at night, during a call that went on for hours. People say his voice changed mid-conversation, calm to cold, measured to explosive. He allegedly kept repeating one question, "Why now?" Because timing is everything, and this couldn't have come at a worse moment. He was already under the microscope. Already fighting the narrative that he was about to spiral. And now, according to rumors, someone might be poking at wounds the industry promised were closed. This is where the alleged confrontation comes in. According to a widely circulated insider account, Youngboy demanded a face-to-face meeting with someone connected to the situation. Not public. Not recorded. Just raw. Emotional. Dangerous. People around him reportedly begged him not to go, warning that even being seen near certain individuals could be twisted into something else entirely. But those warnings, allegedly, only made him angrier. One person claimed he snapped, "I'm not running from ghosts anymore." Around the same time, his behavior reportedly became more unpredictable. Not violent, but intense. Sudden changes in plans. Cancelled studio sessions. New music scrapped hours before release. A producer hinted online that some songs are too real to drop right now, then deleted the tweet. Fans caught it anyway. They always do. The speculation exploded. Was he holding back music because it could incriminate him? Or because it revealed too much about what he's going through? Then came the second wave of leaks. Screenshots of what appeared to be private DMs, allegedly between people in Youngboy's orbit, discussing keeping him out of rooms and damage control. One message read, "If he reacts the wrong way, it won't matter if he's innocent." That line shook fans to their core. Because it confirmed what many already feared, in this stage of his life, perception alone could be enough to destroy everything he's rebuilt. Celebrity reactions only added fuel to the fire. A major artist who once collaborated with Youngboy went live late one night, visibly emotional, saying, "Some of y'all don't understand how hard it is to stay sane when the world won't let you grow." He never mentioned Youngboy by name, but everyone knew who he was talking about. Another industry vet posted, "The system loves a comeback story until the artist stops being controllable." That post stayed up. Behind closed doors, insiders claim Youngboy has been wrestling with paranoia that feels justified to him. Every unexpected call feels like a trap. Every delayed response feels like confirmation. One person allegedly close to him said, "He don't trust peace. Peace always came before the storm in his life." That mindset, fans fear, is exactly what could push him into making a move that looks reckless from the outside but feels like survival to him. And then there's the legal cloud, vague, undefined, but terrifying. No warrants. No indictments. But rumors that certain authorities are monitoring the situation closely. Whether that's true or not almost doesn't matter. For someone who's lived under surveillance before, the belief alone can trigger a crash. One anonymous source claimed, "He feels like freedom was a setup. Like they're waiting for him to slip." Social media didn't help. A single blurry video clip, allegedly showing Youngboy in a heated exchange with someone off camera, went viral overnight. No audio. No context. Just body language. But that was enough. Comment sections turned into trial rooms. Some defended him fiercely. Others said this was proof the spiral had begun. Even fans started arguing with each other, accusing blogs of baiting a narrative that could get him hurt or locked up again. The emotional toll reportedly hit its peak when someone from his team allegedly broke down during a private meeting, telling him, "We can't protect you if you won't protect yourself." That line, according to leaks, landed hard. People say Youngboy went quiet after that, not calm quiet, but dangerous quiet. The kind where decisions are being made internally, without anyone else in the room. What makes this moment especially terrifying is how familiar it feels. Fans who followed his career for years recognize the signs. The isolation. The defiance. The sense that he has to prove something to forces that may not even be real. History has shown how fast that path can turn tragic, especially when fame, trauma, and unresolved anger collide. And just when people thought the situation might cool down, a final rumor surfaced, one that shifted everything. Allegedly, that person from his past didn't just resurface. They're planning to speak publicly. Not through blogs. Not anonymously. But in a way that could force official responses and drag Youngboy back into a spotlight he cannot afford right now. According to the last leaked message making the rounds, once this comes out, there's no controlling the fallout. And if that's true, then what happens next won't be decided by music, or fans, or even Youngboy himself. It will be decided by how the system reacts when old stories collide with a fragile present. Because the next chapter isn't about rumors anymore. It's about whether one revelation could undo everything, and whether Youngboy is about to respond in a way that changes his life forever. By the time dawn hit, the narrative had already slipped out of anyone's control. What started as whispers turned into full-blown panic, and according to people closest to the situation, this was the moment everything became irreversible. Because behind the scenes, NBA Youngboy wasn't just reacting to rumors anymore, he was reacting to fear. Real fear. The kind that doesn't come from trolls or blogs, but from the possibility that history is circling back for payment. Multiple alleged insiders say the final straw came during a late-night call that wasn't supposed to leak. A call where someone reportedly told him, point blank, they're building a story, whether you give them one or not. That sentence hit like a gunshot. Because for Youngboy, the system has never needed much to move. A narrative. A clip. A moment taken out of context. And once that machine starts rolling, it doesn't stop to ask questions. What happened next is being described as a full emotional collapse. Not in public. Not on camera. But privately. People say he started questioning everyone. Who's loyal? Who's scared? Who's talking? Who's pretending? One alleged voice note that circulated briefly before being wiped claimed he said, "I changed, but they want the old me. They need me to be the villain." Fans who heard it swear the pain in his voice didn't sound performative, it sounded exhausted. At the same time, industry pressure was tightening. Promoters allegedly started calling his team, not to cancel shows, but to ask questions. Legal questions. Risk questions. Insurance questions. Those are the calls artists dread because they signal that doubt is creeping in where confidence once lived. One insider claimed an executive said, "If this turns into a legal situation, we have to protect the brand." Translation? You become expendable the second trouble feels possible. Social media went nuclear. A trending hashtag questioning whether he was about to lose it all sparked a war between fans and critics. TikTok creators dissected his facial expressions frame by frame. Twitter turned into a courtroom with zero evidence and infinite opinions. Some fans begged him to disappear for a while, to protect himself. Others demanded he stand on business and not let anyone play with his name. That split alone was enough to push anyone to the edge. Then came the moment that changed the tone completely. A well-known legal commentator posted a cryptic thread about how patterns matter more than pardons and how behavior after freedom is what authorities really watch. No names were mentioned. None were needed. The implication landed hard. Within hours, that thread was shared tens of thousands of times, and suddenly the fear wasn't just fan-made, it felt institutional. According to people in his circle, Youngboy became convinced that staying quiet was no longer an option. That silence was being interpreted as guilt. That restraint was being spun as plotting. And that idea, that no move is the right move, is where the real danger lies. Because when someone feels trapped no matter what they do, they stop thinking in terms of strategy and start thinking in terms of survival. A rumored confrontation followed. Not physical, but verbal and explosive. Allegedly between Youngboy and someone who urged him to lay low and let it pass. Witnesses claim his response was sharp and final. "Every time I laid low, they came harder." That line spread fast, because it echoed what so many fans fear, that he doesn't believe peace is real anymore. And here's where the story takes its darkest turn. One final alleged leak surfaced from someone claiming to be connected to his legal team. Just a sentence. No proof. But enough to send shockwaves. If he reacts emotionally right now, it gives them everything they need. Everything. That word haunted fans. Because it suggests the margin for error is gone. That one wrong clip, one wrong post, one wrong association could be enough to reopen doors everyone thought were sealed forever. What makes this moment so terrifying isn't that NBA Youngboy is doing something illegal. There's no proof of that. It's that he's fighting ghosts with real consequences. Trauma layered on fame. Paranoia layered on experience. And an industry that profits from chaos but disappears when the bill comes due. Fans are now watching his every move like it's the calm before a hurricane. Every hour without a post feels heavy. Every rumor feels louder. Every silence feels loaded. People aren't asking if he'll crash out anymore, they're asking how and when, and whether anyone can stop it. Because if someone from his past really does speak, if the narrative hardens, if authorities decide monitoring needs to become action, then this chapter won't end with a viral clip or a cancelled tour. It will end in courtrooms, headlines, and another lost opportunity at freedom. And the scariest part? According to those closest to him, Youngboy knows all of this, and still feels like standing down might cost him just as much as standing up. Which means the next move, whatever it is, won't just define his career. It might decide whether this is a comeback story, or the beginning of another downfall nobody was ready to watch. If you're still here right now, it's because you feel it too. This isn't just another rapper story. This is a moment where everything can flip in real time, and missing what happens next means missing the truth as it unfolds. Stories like this don't rewind. Once the next move is made, once the next clip drops, once the next headline hits, the narrative is locked in forever. And you were either watching, or you were late. This is why you need to engage right now. Hit like because it tells the algorithm this story matters and deserves to be seen before it gets buried or twisted. Drop a comment because your voice becomes part of the record. What you think, what you see, what you believe is really happening. Fans, critics, insiders, everyone's watching the reaction, and silence only lets louder, messier voices control the story. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your warning. When the next update breaks, when new footage surfaces, when another insider speaks, it won't come with a countdown. It'll drop fast, and the people subscribed will see it first. Everyone else will be catching up after the damage is already done. Turn on notifications. Not later.